Hello, family. Hello, we are live. We are live. Hello, everybody. Come on in. Come on in. Hit that share button now. Hit that share button now. Let's see who's on already. Hello, Gabby.
Hey, Gabby.
Hello, Erica. All right. Who else is on here? Get the saints in here. Saints in here. How do we look on this thing?
Oh, I'm sure we look great.
Yeah, we do pretty much. Yeah, yeah. The curtains are bothering me, but I'm gonna get the new ones. I just gotta go
The,
back and
the
get them.
curtains are fine.
No, they're horrible. They're horrible. I'm gonna get better ones. Don't worry. Come on in, everybody. We need to get you in here. It's time to grow. All right. Welcome to Bible Lab tonight. We are so excited. First off, let me just say to the Love and Faith family, thank you for all that supported this Saturday for the health fair. Cedric, Rachel, Erica, and all of those that helped. Even Mother Hazel, all of those prizes that we had for the drawing, she brought all of
Did
those.
she?
Yes, she did.
Oh
I'm
my!
just telling you, we've got some amazing people at this church. I just love these
They did
people.
a great job.
It was really, really good. It was my first health fair ever.
Mm.
I'll be honest, as the pastor, I had no idea what Cedric was suggesting, but I said, let's do it.
He did a
I
fantastic
heard
job.
health and fair, and
And
I
it
thought,
makes it, we need some
let's
help.
just see what it
Yeah,
is.
let's just do it.
Yeah, because I did not grow up in a neighborhood that ever, a church that ever. So I didn't want to tell nobody that was my first fire truck.
No.
Yeah, like I didn't even go. We didn't. I think our school maybe went to one field trip to a museum or something.
Uh huh.
You didn't got as a kid. You
They
just
let you
didn't see.
honk the horn.
You saw the fire truck. Well, yeah, I did. And the kids got to use the hose and water and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So it was so cool, so awesome. Uh, this young lady you see next to me, she had her own booth, but I'll talk more about how challenging she was to work with.
Y'all know better.
Yeah, it's very challenging to work with. But we had a great, great, great time. I see you get. We're gonna. I need these numbers to get up. I need them to be up to at least by the next 10 minutes to 45. At the
Oh,
least 45.
all right.
All right, and that is not hard to do at all. Get on in here. Hello, Renita. I pray you're feeling better. Oh, okay. So you see what's going on here. All right. Now let's do some checks. We know we look good. Can everybody hear well? Can you hear us well? Can you hear us? Hello, Gloria, Elder Gloria Mathis. Yes, Erica, we've got to do it again. Got to do it again. And thank you to everybody for the evangelism on Thursday, going around to the neighborhoods. We're going to do more with them. I think we got to send a little sorry note
Yeah.
to some of the
Yeah.
people. But
Yeah.
then Philip, he had no problem with
Yeah,
his.
he was all
He
right.
was, yeah, he loved. He said, yes, I know what time you start. I hear you every Sunday, 10:30 a.m.
Hey, the cops didn't come back, so we did all right.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, all right. Hello, Sister Hall. Hello. Hello, hello. I just feel like this shirt ain't doing something right.
Sir,
Am I right?
we good. We all right.
I don't feel right about it. All right. So listen, I need you, if you have not, share this. Tag some people now. I don't know where Cedric Prince is,
Uh oh.
but he better get in here.
Uh oh.
I don't see Wayne. He better get in here. Cedric needs this. He needs mental healing. They are good friends. So she's saying nothing
Listen,
because she know the
I
clapback
don't want no smoke.
with Cedric, right?
I don't want no smoke.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you all know that this month is Mental Health Awareness Month. But for us, we want to approach this in the intentionality of healing and the area of the mental. And so tonight, we're going to deal with mind maintenance, mind mining, and we're going to talk about introvert, extrovert, and really dig into that. And I think some cool stuff is going to come out to really help people deal with what we call social awkwardness, which I just don't like that term. I really don't.
Yeah, it's not a
It
great label.
bothers me, right? You just need to understand your social pattern, probably. and how you function, and people need to understand how you function. So tonight we're going to dig in, and we have, I believe in the spiritual and the professional. We have a professional. She is a psychotherapist. Hello. Dr. Apryl Evans.
Not yet. Not yet. Don't have these people get me in trouble with the board.
I'm your pastor, and I'm prophesying. I'm calling things that be not.
I'm gonna get it one day. I'm not paying these student loans back, so I'm gonna have to keep it going.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Right. Hello, elegance. Hello. She said,
baby.
"Nice shirt, pastor. Thank you." Can't nobody tell me nothing right now. Elegance said, "I'm popping. Thank you." And Erica said, "Please leave the shirt alone." All right. It just, I don't know why. I feel like something's wrong. Okay. So, what do you tell us? What agency do you work with, and what do you do?
I am a psychotherapist at SG Mental Health Counseling. I took the job. Actually, Cedric helped me get it because he
Okay.
was doing his internship there, and it's a black-owned agency
Wow.
with mostly black clientele because, as most of y'all know, we feel more comfortable with ourselves.
Right.
And so it drew me to that because I care very much about black mental health because we were late to the game.
Right.
We were late to the game. We're just now starting to really work on talking about mental health and what it entails. And so it's just a super passion of mine. I primarily work with young people. I would say college age, 20s. That's my biggest clientele base, which I love. Wow. Because if I would have had a me then, I would be unstoppable right now.
Wow.
Like,
you are unstoppable.
Well, thank you. But no, like the whole life trajectory would have been different, you know? And I love that young people are going after that component that's missing. So
Right. That's awesome. Now, you actually had a full career in insurance.
Have. Yeah.
So you're still
I am.
You're still fully working in insurance.
I am.
And doing psychotherapy.
Mm-hmm.
That is amazing.
It's a lot.
I want to tell y'all that one of the reasons I'm so proud of Apryl is because I saw her go through the transition and changes to find this part of her life and serving in this particular way. And it's brought her so much joy. But she sought out. She said, "This is what I feel. I feel a pulling. I called to it." So she went to school. She went to do what she had to do. It was not easy. No. And she did it. And now she is working in that field and helping so many people. So I just commend you for that.
Thank you very much. I do love it.
For that. So let's get into today's scripture. All right. So the one scripture I want to share with you all today is Isaiah 26:3. And I'm going to read the New King James Version. "You will keep him in perfect peace," you being him. "You will keep him being us, in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed, kept on you, because he trusts in you." Look at that first part, and I'll quote it the way that Rudolph wrote it. "Thou will keep him in perfect peace if you keep your mind stayed on him." And the intentionality is being intentional on where you keep your mind, where you store your mind. If you're in a storm, sometimes you've got to have a place to go. Here. And in storm time, there are certain scriptures I run to. There's certain meditations I run to. There's even certain daily patterns I run to because it keeps me in a safe zone when I'm going through a storm. Because if you're not careful, going through a storm, the storm could get in you. And we're just designed to go through it. But it is where you keep your mind. So I want to talk to us about mind maintenance and how we are supposed to keep our minds.
So, that it just sounds so easy, right? Like, oh, keep your mind focused on Jesus. Hallelujah. It'll be all easy and great. And I mean, honestly, this takes work. So one of the things Pastor did not say, the thing that led me to go back to get my master's way after the fact that I was supposed to do it, supposed to.
Right.
We don't do supposed to's, but way after the fact was legit turmoil. It was heartbreak. It was chaos. It was, just a desire to get all of that under control, right? And so it takes practice. It took me years to overcome some of those maladaptive thought patterns. So we legit learn. So maladaptive means basically a bad way of handling it. That's the easy way to say
Maladaptive.
it. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And we learn it in childhood. I mean, honestly, you learn bad ways to manage, bad ways to think because you're learning from other people who don't know how to think well, right? So you learn these negative thought patterns, and it takes time to overcome them. You don't just one day wake up and say, "I'm no longer going to think this way," when you've been thinking this way for 30 years.
Right.
So it takes practice. There's some techniques that you can work on, but again, it takes some time. So one of my favorite is thought stopping. Sometimes you literally have to say stop thinking that.
Wow.
And you may have to say stop to yourself 40 times before it starts getting a little easier.
I like that.
Right? So thought stopping.
Mine is get it together, Lamar. Get Lamar, no Lamar.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you're practicing, thought stopping.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Look at me, I'm a thought stopper.
That's fantastic. And then cognitive restructuring. We're restructuring the way we think of something, right? So if my first thought is to think something negative, so let's say somebody walks past me and they look at me, the way I perceived it, they looked at me funny. My first thought is, oh, they don't like me.
Okay.
No. Like, number one, they might not even saw you. They might have been focused on, did the kids take the chicken out the freezer? Or people, you have no idea what is going on.
Right.
But because you're trained to think negatively about yourself, you think everyone else is thinking negatively about you.
Oh, wow.
So, changing up some of the way you think, it takes practice.
Right.
And so, thought stopping, restructuring those thoughts. And then, honestly, when I was preparing for this with you, I got his permission first. I text Wayne, Elder-elect Wayne. Sorry, Elder-elect Wayne Barr. I was thinking one day, I have known this man for about 20 years. I don't know that I've ever heard him complain.
I have never either.
He does not complain.
He doesn't.
He gets it. He'll do what needs to be done. And I'm not saying he doesn't like everything, right? It doesn't mean he likes everything. But he'll say, well, how does me complaining about it help? I need to figure out what to do. And I think part of that mind maintenance is we get stuck with the feelings of being overwhelmed. We don't work on the problem solving.
Right. And
so pros and cons lists, different ways to problem solve, and then the things that are in your control. See, here's the thing. So when you were on that control thing, you had messed me up. I ain't like it. Because I'm one of the people, listen, I like my control. I do. Right. I like it. But in reality, what do we have control over? Ourselves, our thoughts, our actions.
Right.
That's it. We can't even control our children. We got, they be wearing y'all out, right? So you only have control over those things. And so when a problem arises, you problem solve for the things that you can control. And that's where, and then God has the rest of it. Get it. So what's the point of sitting up here whining and complaining and staying in this deep, dark place when it's like, okay, either we gonna do our part. Because that's like, literally, I've watched Wayne do it a million times. If we're working on something, he'll like, all right, well, let's get it done. And I'm sitting here like, but I want to whine.
Right.
I don't like it. It's hot. It's cold. It's whatever. Wayne's not interested in that.
Yeah, Wayne does. I can't remember. We were having a conversation, and I think this is the way he said it, but he just said it so plainly. He's like, oh, I don't believe in bad days. They're like a waste of time. I was like,
okay.
Okay.
Exactly. And I'm not there. Not there. But I mean,
But that's a way of where he keeps his...
Exactly.
Now, would you consider that boundaries? Setting boundaries where he says, I don't...
No, it's not really boundary setting. Okay. It's just kind of... Boundaries is a whole... That's a whole...
That's a whole... Okay, good. We'll get the boundaries.
But yeah. So, but no, that's just... It is. It's his choice of how he made... I think that's a perfect way to say it. His mind maintenance. Again, I mean, I'm not saying that you can... false your way there, right?
Right,
Because
right,
again, you don't want to be lying to yourself and avoiding and ignoring your emotions about something.
right.
You still need to deal with the things. Again, he has things he doesn't like, or things that he may situations he may not want to be in.
Right.
But yeah.
And
so
in saying that, how important is self-awareness to mind?
it's absolutely everything. Self-awareness is such a humongous part of. So the clients that I like the best are the ones who actually have some self-awareness. It's like, yeah, I'm a mess, but I know I'm a mess,
Wow.
right?
Yeah.
The ones that I have to convince, I don't have the energy.
Oh, wow.
I really don't. I don't have the energy. But self-awareness is literally everything for. If you're not going to be honest with yourself at the very least, there's literally no way to overcome any of that.
Right. Because if you're not aware of yourself, you don't actually know what's good about you or what needs to change about you.
You just
have no awareness of anything.
No awareness, and it is essential.
And do you know, as a pastor, that is one of the hardest things it is for a pastor to do.
Really,
is to get people to see how great they are.
Now I believe that
they just aren't aware.
Yeah.
God has put some good things in you. And we have some bad traits we need to fix,
Sure.
but self-awareness is not just about finding what's wrong.
Agreed.
It's about finding the DNA, everything God put in there.
One of my favorite therapeutic activities, especially in a group, is this worksheet that asks you all of these wonderful things about you. And literally after I have not had a single person that thought it was an easy exercise. And I always ask them, why was it such a hard exercise? Wow. And I think it was First Lady Selena who one day said it, because we were talking about something challenging like that, and she was like, because we're literally always taught to critique ourselves, especially in church.
Absolutely.
In churches, you humble yourself.
Right.
you can't think too hardy of, you can't be too up here.
Right.
Like if you tell a singer, oh my God, you sung great. To God be the glory. It's like you sung it. It's okay to say thank you.
Right.
So we're used to hearing the negative, so we internalize the negative. We speak negatively to ourselves. So someone telling you you're great, it doesn't match your internal thinking.
Wow. So self-awareness is important. Now, how important is, as far as mind maintenance, is managing triggers?
Triggers? Triggers are important.
Now, what are triggers?
So a trigger is, I'm going to use a substance abuse analogy just because it's easier. So if you are someone who, was hanging out in crack dens or had addicted to illegal substances or something along those lines, we always talk to them about people, places, things. Like we talk to them about avoiding triggers. So a person that used to sell them drugs is going to trigger them to want to use. A certain neighborhood might trigger them to want to use, because if that's where they hung out